What's up, Heavyweight Nation and WWE Universe? It is your boy Breezy of the Heavyweight Commentary, representing as your analyst for WWE Crown Jewel Perth. Let's get right into it with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. This match, to me, was a good match overall. I think my biggest drawback in the match, and y'all let me know whether you're commenting on YouTube, whether you're commenting on Spotify, whether you're watching this in a clip on TikTok or other platforms, let me know, why is it that WWE books a stipulation like a street fight, falls count anywhere, no holds barred, what have you, and primarily play it out in the ring? If you can go anywhere, do anything, any which way, use any weapon, why does it end up being basically a wrestling match? Do you feel me on that? Is that just me or what? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But that's what challenges me oftentimes when they book these gimmick matches. It's like, ooh, bloodline rules match. We've had different, weird gimmick matches that were like, oh, what is that? Tribal combat. Oh my gosh. And the next thing you know, you're like, dude, it looked like a regular wrestling match to me. I mean, the only difference is it's like, okay, sure, no disqualification. Why don't you just book a no DQ match? So sometimes I think WWE shoots themselves in the foot with this booking. Nevertheless, I thought the match itself was a good, solid match. Great back and forth. Of course, Roman Reigns really playing into this concept that Bronson Reed, has his number. That Bronson Reed is really that guy who just, has come along and now he's giving the big dog a hard time. Roman Reigns is playing into that beautifully. I respect him for really putting Bronson Reed over that way. Now, Bronson Reed, he's slimmed down. He's very menacing. I mean, he's definitely playing the tribal thief character well. Take nothing away from him. His performance in this match, I think, was solid. I think that, his cardio appeared to be well. I mean, these guys paced themselves great in the match. They gave you what you would expect out of it. And overall, I'm not mad at it. Of course, Braun Breaker gets involved. We figured that was going to happen. The Usos get involved, and it looked for a period of time that it was 2-on-2. Roman Reigns is out of the ring. Usos versus Division. Hey, now we're going to get a fair fight. Just didn't happen that way. Didn't happen that way, guys. And sometimes, it doesn't go the way we want it to. Would I have wanted Roman Reigns to take the W? Yes. But did I know that for the Vision storyline and for the Bloodline storyline, Jay, Roman, and Jimmy, that is, it had to happen that way? 100%. 1,000%. You see, there's a difference between what WWE needs to do and what direction they're going to go versus what fans want. That's why a lot of y'all, man, y'all get so mad, so twisted up on social media. Y'all are commenting, I wanted my guy to win. But it's not going to make for a compelling story. So you have to consider how this all plays out. Bronson Reed gets a W. Of course, we see the breakdown with Roman, Jimmy, and Jay. And it leaves you guessing like, where is this going? We know Jay has been exhibiting traits of former Roman Reigns, that old school bloodline kind of egomaniac Roman Reigns. So that remains yet to be seen. What is Jay going to do? What is Jimmy? How are they going to rebound from this? And is Roman Reigns just going to be perpetually cursed to be defeated by the Vision? Or what can be done? I've got my thoughts on that. One of my main thoughts on that is this. Is that Roman finally gets the family together all on the same page. And I mean Jimmy, Jay, and the NFTs. Everybody on the same page. And they become united like freaking Voltron. And when they do that, man, they will be unstoppable as the united bloodline and finally defeat Division. Now I'm talking way out. That's probably going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania type thing. But that would be a great thing to see. Could be. Maybe I'm just speculating. But nevertheless, I think it would be awesome to see that. We had Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer. And man, was this, to me, this is probably the most anticipated match of the night. Probably hands down the most anticipated match of the night. I was so excited to see these two go at it because at the end of the day, Stephanie and Tiffy, both great wrestlers, excellent at their craft. What's crazy is Stephanie has a wealth of experience. Tiffany doesn't have as much, but you can never tell. Yo, I've said it time and again. I find Tiffy to be practically flawless. I just can't find much flaw in her. Like Rhea Ripley, I think she's practically a flawless wrestler. Now, am I just glazing her up? No, I think that she's worth every ounce of the glaze that I can offer. And you can take that for what you will. But on a serious note, I would say, man, Tiffy showed up, showed out. She has nothing to regret in her performance. I personally wanted Stephanie Vaquer to win. La Primera, ever since her NXT debut, ever since I've really seen her get it on in the ring, handle her business, I have been a loyal and appreciative fan. So glad that she got it. I think that it's well deserved. I think Tiffany, or rather Stephanie, with the Crown Jewel Championship is a great move for the company. I know a lot of y'all were already commenting out there. Well, she's a Spanish-speaking champion. Well, she could, cross over into the Latin American market. That's all true. I take nothing away from that. But are you talking about a wrestler who is a world-renowned wrestler, which gives WWE that appeal into different markets, which makes WWE more watchable and more likable and more respectable in the wrestling world? I think they struck a gold mine with this girl. I think that would have been Sasha Banks, but WWE went and found that lady that they could market and they could push to the moon, and it's working. You damn well better believe it's working. And so it's Stephanie Vaquer. All around, pound for pound, man, she crushed it. Crushed it. The moves in that match, man, oh my gosh, incredible. I mean, Tiffany Stratton with the pinwheel, kind of what do you call that? The no hand cartwheel. I'm gonna forget. There's a technical name for it, but yeah, she hits the no hand cartwheel right into that Alabama slam. Was a thing of beauty. She attempted the prettiest moonsault ever a couple times, didn't quite get it off, and when she did, she executed it flawlessly, but missed by a mile. And of course, I was hoping that Stephanie Vaquer would not finish with the SVB, but finish with the spiral tap, as if to say, you know what, Tiffy, you can do all the gymnastics flippity flop you want to. Baby girl, I can one up you in that too, because I am La Primera. And she did it. And when I tell you, it is incredible. The only talent that I've ever seen hit the spiral tap better than Stephanie Vaquer is the man himself, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I was hoping he would hit that move in his match with John Cena. Nevertheless, we know that, he's obviously didn't want to take away from Stephanie. But man, AJ Styles makes that thing look flawless. So congrats to Stephanie Vaquer, though, on her win of the Crown Jewel Championship. The question is, what's next for Stephanie Vaquer? I tell you what, you want to join us exclusively on TikTok? I'll share more thoughts on what I think is next in a clip, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. Check out our short content, and I'll go more into that on that platform. Nevertheless, I want to challenge you. Hey, let me know. Let us know. Heavyweight Commentary, let us know what you think. Drop those comments on Spotify. Drop them on YouTube or wherever you watch our content or listen to our content, because we want to hear from you. Shout out to our sponsor, heavyweightshop.com. That's right. We are self-sponsored. Heavyweightshop.com is the place where you can get heavyweight commentary merch. We have all kinds of things, from lotions to t-shirts to bath mats to you name it. We've got it. Get your friends and family a gift from the world's greatest wrestling podcast, heavyweightshop.com. com. Moving on with the Crown Jewel review, we had none other than the never seen 17. We had the phenomenal one engage in combat, and this match was such a fun, refreshing match. If you talk about John Cena versus AJ Styles, number one, you say this: John Cena has done it all with AJ Styles. He's done it all with CM Punk, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar. Okay, we've seen it before. How do you make it unique? How do you make it different? How do you make it fun? How do you make it something that the fans want to get into? Other than it's John Cena's retirement tour, you make it a tribute match. I love that this became WWE versus TNA. I love that AJ Styles wore the throwback gear. You know, if you know, AJ Styles wore gear that was reminiscent of his original TNA ring gear. So cool. AJ Styles, John Cena putting on a nostalgic classic with all these great, awesome moves, paying homage to the greats. I mean, we saw tributes to The Undertaker. We saw tributes to Randy Orton. We saw all kinds of tribute moves, fun moves, things that you just didn't expect in this match. And yet it reminds us that John Cena is such a great entertainer. AJ Styles is obviously one of the best, most agile athletes to ever do it. And that the two of them together have made magic and continue to make magic even at Crown Jewel in 2025, y'all. This was a match that made you say, wow. Even after that match with Brock Lesnar, even after people were saying, well, man, how's John going to recover from that? What's John going to do? Here's what y'all have to understand. John Cena is a consummate professional and a top-notch performer. It's not hard for John Cena to deliver in such a way that Cena can make you laugh, cry. He can make you say, why did he do that? He can make you say, John Cena's the greatest. John Cena has his finger on the pulse, and he is so good that he can flip, flop, do this, that, to make you say, wow, ooh, ah. He's absolutely a master of the craft at this point. You can argue that, John Cena is not the greatest technical wrestler ever, but nevertheless, man, you got to give him his flowers. John Cena has been able to dominate the squared circle with storytelling, and nobody can take away that. Of course, John Cena walks away with the W, not a title, not any sort of extra credit or anything. Nothing special per se, other than the fact that he showcased why he is one of the greatest and why he can still, at this time, put on a great match with one of the greatest. Take nothing away from AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is going to have some great matches in his last year coming up in WWE. But this time, it's time for Cena to shine. Will Cena face Brock Lesnar one last time and get the W before he leaves? That remains yet to be seen. But for Crown Jewel, I would definitely say this match was, if you want to go there, 5-star match. If you want to go there, an A+ match. Whatever ranking system you want to use, 10 out of 10 recommend. I'm going to give it all of those. 100%. All the above. Take nothing away from this match. Found it out freaking standing. All right. Moving right along in our match card. We got to see Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. Now, my money was on the Kabuki Warriors because my perspective, my prediction, and I was wrong on this one. My prediction was that we were going to see more of the storyline continue between Asuka and Kairi Sane. We're going to see more of that storyline really pop off with Asuka, Kairi Sane, or I should say Asuka and Io Sky, y'all. My bad. Asuka and Io Sky is what I'm trying to say. I thought we were going to see more of the storyline pop off between Asuka and Io Sky. So that when the Kabuki Warriors won, it would drive that much more towards Asuka Io one-on-one. Nevertheless, we didn't see that. I thought we had a strong match. I thought it wasn't anything to take away from any of those ladies. Io Sky showed up as the genius of the sky. To me, in this match, honestly, the standout, surprisingly, was Kairi Sane. I just really enjoyed Kairi Sane's performance because she didn't do too much. She delivered exactly as I would hope Kairi Sane would deliver. I think that she's such a low-key great talent. I mean, the insane elbow, I love that spot with Asuka holding, I want to say it was holding Rhea Ripley down. Maybe it was Io Sky, but she held her down, and then they hit the insane elbow from that position. It was awesome. And it just goes to show these ladies can pull so many tricks out of their bag at any given time, and it looks effortless. So shout out to all four of those ladies for doing their thing. I'm surprised no Poison Mist came out in this match. I definitely thought Asuka would miss the Poison Mist somehow, or something of that nature would happen, but it didn't quite happen the way we expected it to. Nevertheless, we got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky taking the W. It was a good, straightforward, no frills match. I don't think that there was anything else really that, was lacking or missing. We had a good, pretty solid, straightforward match. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, getting on to Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. There was so much riding on this match. There was so much, they said bragging rights, but really it was deeper than that. Seth Rollins was in fear of losing his position as the leader of the division. Paul Heyman was basically saying, hey, look, this dude, if he can't beat Cody Rhodes tonight, how is he going to say that he's that guy to carry us forward into the future? Seth Rollins had to get the respect of his peers or his subordinates, if you will. He had to get the respect of the Oracle, Paul Heyman. And all around, Seth Rollins had to gain respect again for himself because he was already 0-3 against Cody. So his back was against the wall. These two, of course, some of the best wrestlers in the world. Arguably, these guys are, in many perspectives, the top two wrestlers in the world. So, with that in mind, if you got the top two wrestlers in the world going up against each other, you know it's going to be a banger. And at the end of the day, man, it felt like a banger. It felt like every bit of a banger that we could expect. I really thoroughly enjoyed this match. The moves, the one move that stuck out to me that I was just enamored by, I was so surprised by, was Seth Rollins snatching Cody out of the air off of a disaster kick to hit him with the sit-down power bomb. And the way Seth Rollins reached up with one arm to hit Cody with the sit-down power bomb, it honestly reminded me, if you've ever played Tekken, right? An Armor King with his anti-air grab, snatching you out of the air to hit you with an Armor King driver. That's what I thought of. Like, if you played Tekken, shout out to my Tekken players, you know what I'm talking about. Jumping out of the air to hit you with a sit-down power bomb, a.k.a. Armor King driver. That's what I was like. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, he hit the Armor King driver. Like, that's what I thought of. I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, stuff like that, man. It was very exciting. I was on the edge of my seat because I genuinely didn't know who was going to win this. I thought Cody would get that W once more. I was actually shocked and pleasantly surprised that Seth Rollins, even by means of using a foreign object, took Cody out and got that W. I think he needed it. I think this is what makes sense for the booking moving forward. And it's only going to build this story that much more. So going into Monday Night Raw, going into future booking, obviously we know that there's some challenges with division. We know that there is obviously some dissension in the ranks. But Seth Rollins now can command the respect, command the authority, and he has that much more to offer the vision. So great stuff all around. Overall rating for Crown Jewel, okay? If I'm going to give it a ranking that is worthy of the heavyweight commentary, I'm going to do this. We're going to say 0 being absolute worst thing you ever seen, all the way up to 5 skulls. I'm going to say Crown Jewel, WWE Crown Jewel, was a solid 4.5 skulls. Now, what would make it 5 skulls? If Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns really carried through with that stipulation of an Australian street fight, that's still one that's gonna nag at me. I just think that was an issue. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that as much. Yeah, so I take that away. Other than that, I really can't rag on the pay-per-view too much, the PLE too much. Obviously, the issues with ESPN are ongoing. I had a hard time. I ended up using my VPN, exercising the Stephanie McMahon option. Shout out to Stephanie, because, she put me on, and I used my VPN with Netflix, so I became a Canadian for a day. And I watched Crown Jewel from the comfort of my home in South Florida by way of Canada. God save the Queen. And, maple syrup and all that good stuff. But anyway, all right, y'all. We're going to wrap up. Hey, we appreciate y'all for always rocking with the heavyweight commentary. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure, hey, if you're on Spotify, go ahead and rate this podcast. Make sure you follow the podcast. Please be so kind as to comment on the podcast and help us rank up higher on those charts. Visit heavyweightshop.com. You can always get merch to support the heavyweight commentary. Follow us on all platforms and become a member of the Heavyweight Nation. If you want to reach out, just show us some love and reach out for any opportunities for booking, interviews, things of that nature. Heavyweightcommentary@gmail.com or DM us on any platform you want. We will respond. And at the end of the day, it's all love, peace, and chicken grease. Stay heavy, y'all.